it's happening.
That
everybody.
shit was like 45 minutes.
It was.
Yeah,
Man.
James is gonna hate you.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna just talk about all kinds of crazy shit because in the sports world, there's been a lot of fucking nutty.
And
shit
see what happens
going
when
on.
you only film twice a week. You bookend it.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand, that means at the beginning of the week and the end of the week, bookend it. You
Yeah,
know,
we
put
bookended.
everything. Yeah. We miss a lot of shit. And
We did.
Yeah.
But
you know what? We have fans, and I appreciate the fans.
Right.
And the fans brought up two things.
They did.
They wanted to know what happened to word association.
Okay.
And what happened to fucked up news. So in honor of the people over on our Facebook page who have brought up suggestions, here's the other thing. For all you people who are watching the show and you want suggestions or topics or things that you think you want to hear Kevin and I talk about it, I'm open to talk about anything. And if I don't cover it here, we could probably cover it on a podcast or one of our podcasts.
Right, one of our podcasts. I mean, if you got George's podcast is The Uncut Truth. You can find it on iTunes. You can find it on uncutsports.com. Subscribe to it over at iTunes. Mine is The Kevin White Show. At iTunes, just put it on the search bar. Also at Kevin White Comedy.
So what we're getting at is go to Facebook. Go to Facebook, sign up for our group, jump in there, throw your 2 cents in the ring. And if there's something you want to see us cover, well, you know,
just directly email us, you know?
Or go to our Facebook thing and sign up with the Facebook group.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Fuck the email.
Right.
But
get the fan page. And get on the fucking fan pages. The fan pages are interactive as shit. People are... Wow, man,
yes,
you guys
are
be so technical savvy. We got to just like, come on, is this where you're going? Anyway.
You ready for word association?
I'm ready
Here's what George did. George took word association and fucked up news and went, yeah.
And you put them together?
Yep.
Okay.
You ready?
Word association, I'm ready.
Dahmer.
Jeffrey
Dahmer.
Psycho.
Michael Jackson.
Thriller. You know what's funny? I'm sorry. I've been listening to Michael Jackson tunes this week in my car. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, when you do Michael Jackson, you think Sandusky.
No, you thought Thriller.
Okay.
So, all right.
Thriller.
Michael Jackson.
Thriller.
Jerry Sandusky.
Dirty.
Yeah. See, that's word associating leading right into fucked up news because unless you're living under a rock, Jerry Sandusky is now currently on trial.
I mean, dude. You know, when the shit first came out,
it was fucked up.
It was fucked up.
Now it's really fucked up.
I mean, if you got, because, you know, people forget about it.
Oh, no, not me. I read that shit every day. Because here's my thing. We have this legal system in our country, and by and large, it's fucked up. But sometimes it does the right thing. Now, if this piece of dog shit manages it to make it out of that courtroom without serving any jail time, I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do because I don't know if you've noticed, but Floyd Mayweather's petition to get out of jail.
That was hilarious.
Denied! Right. Keep your bitch ass in jail and eat the food and train. Do some push-ups in the corner, pimp.
Yeah, because, I mean, after a while, man, it's like, you know what? If you, with the Floyd Mayweather thing, I'll touch on that real quick. If you let him out of jail, man, that's in a fucking bad, that's basically saying, you know what? I can beat up on my fucking woman and fucking, I'll skate. You can't do that shit.
And his lawyer said because he's a champion and we need champions.
It doesn't matter.
The
keeping him in jail, it's fine. I hope Floyd Mayweather comes out and does great, but keeping him in jail makes it better. It's better for him. You know what I'm saying? And now he'll think before he does stupid shit.
We hope. Now, let's talk about Sandusky.
Can I say something real quick?
Please do. Did you see my tweet?
Yeah, I did see you. You know, this is funny because after shit, you know, starts to really materialize, and now I'm going back and being reminded of the dirty shit that this bastard did and stuff like this. I mean, and people don't take this out of context. I think Paterno was like, I'm checking out, man. Fuck this shit. I can't be around for this shit. God rest his soul. I think he's like, you know what, man? This is just too much for fucking me to have to deal with. I've had my fucking legacy. This fucking dirty bastard has fucked it up, and I'm fucking see you bye.
You don't think he was there with the K-wire holding a leg?
No, I don't. I just don't. I look at fucking Sandusky, and this motherfucker is fucked up. I mean, he's fucked up. Here's Cuckold, here's Sandusky. It's a whole nother fucking level of fucking rottenness. I mean, I don't even understand it. You've got to be rehabilitated because you think about the shit he does, and I fucking get the heebie-jeebies, man.
How would you suggest rehabilitating someone like that?
Huh?
How would you suggest rehabilitating someone like that? You said he needs to be rehabilitated?
Oh, I know how you rehabilitate him.
I do, too.
You stick him in the same prison they stuffed Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, you introduce him to Colt.
45.
And his cousin 45.
Colt 45.
And I ain't talking about the beverage.
Right. Anyway,
Can I break this down for y'all?
Break it on down and
Let
make
me
it
break
funky.
this down for you.
Break it down.
Okay. Usually in a trial, you have witnesses who come forth and say shit to say why you're fucked up.
Right.
Now, if you play the juror,
Mm-hmm.
and the first witness comes up and says, he fucked me in my butthole, and he gave me tickets, and I sucked his dick, and he...
God damn, for real? They wouldn't want me to be a juror.
Right. Both of us wouldn't make it long.
Right.
The next witness comes in. He fucked me in my butthole because I got to wear LeVar Arrington's jersey. Number 3 comes in and says, he fucked me in my butthole, I sucked his dick. Number 4 comes in. He fucked me in my butthole, I sucked his dick. Number 5 comes in. He fucked me in my butthole, I sucked his dick. We played wrestling games in the shower.
But you know what the thing that's the most disturbing
Hold
about?
on, let me just finish. So I'm trying to drive home a point.
Drive home.
So
you drive. Don't say drive anything when you're talking about this. Okay.
He bear hugged a kid in the shower and picked him up like this. Okay, Ninja, those are not your kids. And if you didn't do that shit with your kids, it's not okay to do it with someone else's kids. And they're trying to say that since he was brought up when he was brought up, it was okay to shower naked with kids. Okay, that shit might have been okay in 1930. Motherfucker, Ninja, it is 1999. It is 2010. We do not do that. Juror number 6 comes up and says this dirty motherfucker referred to himself as the tickle monster. That is okay if you are a grandfather and that child can't speak English.
Is that a Sesame Street character
dirty
that I'm not aware of?
Mother trucker. You can't do that shit, you nasty... So, with all that said, if you're the juror, how many witnesses do you need to see before you go, you're done?
That's why I wouldn't be a juror. I mean, that's why. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my whole
I'm
thing...
done. He's guilty at 3. I don't... 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 don't even need to show up.
Because why Kevin White and why I'm always worried about the legal system, because I'm like, first of all, you're leaving your destiny in the hands of people that were not that's smart enough to get out of fucking jury duty.
Maybe that's why Mayweather played guilty.
Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, first of all, they call me up and they say, yeah, Mr. White, you know, we're trying to do a jury selection, and you know, it's going to be about this so and so case. I'm like, oh, that's a dirty motherfucker, shorty. God damn, I'll fuck him up in the middle of the courtroom. Don't let me jump across the bench. I mean, I can't. Let me tell you something, man. Seriously, George, I'm going to give you a paragraph I want you to say, okay? And I'm being fucking serious. Describe what you really truly think of Sandusky, and like in a paragraph, like just describe seriously, and don't even try to be funny about it, because it tells you how fucked up it really is. You know what I mean?
It's when I think of Jerry Sandusky, I think of a very sad, sick old man who has led the life as it balances and checks. Like, if you do some shit over here has to happen to even out. And unfortunately, now his shit's starting to catch up with him. Right. He's done all of this shit over here and gotten away with it for way too long and took away way too much from way too many people who never did anything to him. It's not like he was out killing or raping racist people.
Right.
He was not out raping murderers.
Right.
He was not out doing any of that. Not that I'm condoning anything should happen to anybody, but if you were fucked up shit should happen to you.
Right.
Now this is his time to have fucked up shit happen to him. And he needs to be put in New York, Sing Sing prison, and gen population. And they need to fuck him in the ass for 365 straight days with fucking Coke cans, fucking bowling pins, shoes, and then they need... What needs to be done to him can't be done in this country.
When I look at... and this is me being serious. When I look at... The thing that I found the most disturbing about it was the fact that I really put him almost on the same playing field as someone like Jeffrey Dahmer. It's funny that you use that for a word association. And then people be like, oh, no, he's... No, listen to me. This guy... There's one of the witnesses has basically said, I love them.
Yeah.
I love them. And so at that point in time, you got to rewind.
We call that Stockholm Syndrome.
Right. You rewind and you look back to these young boys that you're so just learning about everything in life, and you're thinking, look at this fucking sad guy and how fucked up and manipulative he was, and how many lives he has permanently changed. Like how much you take the lives of each individual that he was involved with, and even as men, how they feel funny about it, how they feel insecure about it, how they feel fucked up about it.
These grown-ass men are on the jury stand or on the thing crying.
Yeah, they still sound like
they've never
boys.
gotten over it. Like
No.
They're 25, 26, 28, 30. Like they're not going to get married. They're not going to have kids. Like, and here's the thing. Like when you're selecting jurors for this, how do you find 12 people who don't have kids, don't have nieces and nephews,
Right.
don't have cousins, or have never had any interaction with kids. Like, how can you openly even be able to look at a child and be like, yeah, something fucked up should happen to that kid? Like, I don't. Right. Where do you find somebody who can be partial on this? I don't even know how this is made at the trial. I don't know where it's going to go from here. But if he does not go to jail, something's wrong.
Now, I'm sorry. And another thing is, this was the whole thing with McCreary. I mean, I don't know how. I just don't know. And I guess everybody handles situations.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, I just he is just like, you know what? That's the example of being so fucking up fucking institution's ass and the fucking people in charge and the powers that be that you're scared to make a move. Because I know if I fucking walked in and I saw what Sandusky was doing to this fucking kid, I heard the fucking skin on skin slapping, and I witnessed that shit.
Unless they're playing patty cake.
The biggest concern would be like this. Damn. I fucking overreacted a little bit, man. Now I fucking might get a manslaughter charge. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking serious. Like, I think I might have fucking just fucking snapped and popped on his ass and fucked him up bad and thought, you know what, man? Wow, now I'm sitting up in the jail cell because of this pervert because I fucking overreacted to what this motherfucker
Dude,
just
you'd
did.
be a hero in jail.
I don't know how he couldn't fucking do that, seeing this kid that's being taken advantage of like
that
this.
sat there and told me that it was more important to get water and towels in the playbook than it was to save that little boy.
And what possibly his future at Penn State could be as a coach.
You know what? I'd have had more respect if he'd at least put in, filed some complaint like he did, and then left. Quit.
Yeah.
Stop working at Penn State, because how could you? All right, if that shit happened in 2004. And it's now 2000. What have you been doing the last 8 years?
Right.
I'd have been poisoning his food. I'd have put in glass in his water bottle. Something. He did nothing. It's not that he just didn't do anything that day.
Right.
He continued to not do anything going forward. And the same's to be said for fucking Joe Paterno.
Right.
Yes, he went to the police. Yes, he did that. But you know what? As a man, as an adult, as a human, when you do something and you don't get the results that you think should happen, you press. Right. You continue on. You do something till the right thing happens. And no one at fucking Penn State did that.
Yeah,
and none of you fucking people understand it. And that's the fucked up part.
It is the
fuck
fucked
Joe
up part.
Paterno. Fuck Sandusky's wife. What the fuck is wrong with you, you stupid bitch? Oh, I was in the other room and he brought young Tyrone in. Oh, what are you
kids
doing?
Were screaming.
My God.
People were screaming. The kids were saying that they were screaming. Like
how the fuck do you hide a kid in a basement?
That's testimony where they're saying, okay, there's just people in the fucking courtroom just crying. Tears.
That bitch she's guilty. Handcuff that motherfucker to Sandusky and send them both to prison.
Yeah, send them down
Duty or Dottie or whatever the fuck your name is. Duty. You and Sanduty can go have a great time getting fucking gangbanged by Tyrone and the boys.
Tyrone and the boys?
Dude, it's bullshit. Fuck them. I hate them. Like, seriously, fuck them.
For a really quick second, for like this, maybe 2 seconds, you almost sound like Mel Gibson. I'm falling out, man. You all right, man?
No, that shit. I read it every day because I just I cannot.
Now moving on to more fucking better things in the world.
The Heat won.
Dark as fuck. The Heat won. The Heat won.
The Heat looked strong in the first game until the Oklahoma City Thunder decided, you know what, in the second half we're going to play some basketball.
Now, you said in 5, Oklahoma City. I said in 6. Jimmy actually had the Heat in 6. Heat in 6. I'm still going to hold to my thing. I mean, just because why I said 6 is because series play. And just the Thunder have started out both games so slow. And you look at last night's game, which was game 2, and we're filming obviously Friday morning. But the fucking Thunder won every quarter. That first quarter, they just got killed, and they never could catch back up. They just look to me like just the better team. And it looks like the Heat, everything's kind of falling away. And they're playing good ball. I'm taking nothing away from the Heat, but I tell you another thing, too. I think the Thunder have the better coach. I think he's the better coach. I think the way – I think – no, that's not saying a lot. But – to be able to coach guys so young and keep them so poised.
He was actually an assistant coach before he got the head coach position, where Eric Spoelstra was the only thing he was the head coach of was the film reel.
Right.
This man went from working on film to being the head coach of a basketball team. I'm not sure how that works or why it works.
And Scott also was part of a championship team.
With who?
He played with who was he with? I
know because I looked it up. I talked about
Spurs?
this. Nope, I talked about this on my podcast.
Who was he with?
He was in the NBA for 10 years.
Yeah, he played. He was
Houston Rockets.
Houston. I was going to say Houston.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Look, I like their coach. I really do.
Because he played with Kenny Smith. That's right.
Yep. The Heat have problems.
They do.
But I don't think their problem is as big as what might happen in Game 3. I've always said the Thunder go as Westbrook goes, because if Westbrook can't get the ball to Durant when Durant needs the ball, he can't score.
Right.
Now, Magic Irvin Johnson, who will probably go down in history as one of the best point forwards.
He just played every position.
Right, but he was
put
in the book you write him down as a
power forward.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that was the worst finals performance of a point guard in the history of the NBA.
Yeah,
and he's
not
talking about
doing
Westbrook.
everything. Yeah, he's not distributing the ball. In defense, I mean, you got to play both ends of the ball.
Yeah, and I said this is Westbrook is a shooting guard.
Yeah.
He does not distribute the ball. I mean, and I listened to Stephen Smith this morning, and he said it was atrocious. It was horrible because he can disrupt the flow of the game.
Right.
And Chris Mullin said, look, just don't turn the ball over.
Right.
If you don't turn the ball over, we'll win. Look, shoot the ball, we'll out-rebound Miami. That's what Mullin said. But Stephen A. Smith was like, no, you're disrupting the flow. You need to get the ball to Kevin Durant when the game counts. And for you people who thought Kevin Durant got fouled at the end of the game, guess what? Shit happens. It's basketball. There's going to be calls and no calls. Yeah. That's the human element of the game that needs to be prevalent in the game, because that's what makes the game.
Yeah, it kind of happened before you inbound, like before. You're looking at the guy throwing the ball. In the situation it happened, and I'm obviously pulling for the Thunder. You can't, I mean, you're not going to catch shit like that. I mean, people are going to cry and shit, whatever. It happens on both sides. So, any adjustments from what you think? You still got the Thunder in 5?
Yeah. The thing I don't understand is, why is the playoff format change when you get to the finals? 2-3-2 is supposed to 2-2-1-1-1-1-1 to the end. Why the change?
I forgot. I read up about that.
2-3-2 favors, like right now, Miami is in a perfect position. Yeah. Is Miami completely capable of winning 4 out of 7 versus Oklahoma City?
This is how I thought. I mean, I did it when we said the Game 6. I think I did it with the regular format. I thought that it would kind of happen like it is now. But I thought maybe even Miami might win the first game and then Thunder win the second game. I thought it would be split. And then I thought that the next 3 games that the Thunder would take 2 out of those next 3.
I'd give this. The Thunder have grown up a lot in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Spurs series. They played from behind.
Right.
This series they've played from behind in both quarters. They've won one and let the other one slip away. And I'm impressed with their ability to persevere, I guess.
Right.
And maintain and continue to go. Because this team last year.
Yeah. No.
Couldn't do it.
No, they couldn't do it.
Westbrook and Durant were at each other's throats.
They couldn't do it. And I was hoping that would continue. Because Westbrook,
he's a hothead, dude. And I love one of my favorite interviews this year is when they interviewed Kobe Bryant about the way Westbrook dresses, and he's like, skinny jeans and them shirts. He's like, nah, man, I'm not doing that. I don't know. He's different. Westbrook's just a different dude.
Yeah, he's a different guy, man. And he's a young guy. I mean, he's very young. I mean, I think he's fucking 22. It's like, wow, man, he's like a couple years older than Kyle.
Yeah, that's
it's like my son. But anyway, how
about Kane pitching a perfect game?
Pitch perfect game.
They said that could go down as the best pitching performance in the history of Everdom.
That shit was crazy. Now,
14 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Now, for you folks who don't know much about baseball, perfect game is each inning you get 3 outs. You play 9 innings. So perfect is 3 up, 3 down each inning. So that means you only see 27 players.
Right.
He struck out 14.
Oh, I didn't realize he struck out that many. That was just that was unbelievable for the city of San
That means
Francisco,
only 13 other players got the bat on the ball.
Yeah. Baseball's actually pretty exciting this year. It's exciting to be in this area because the Nationals look good.
And they're playing who this weekend? Who are they playing this
boys.
weekend?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, this is big for me because, I have a bet going on that I said that the Nationals would win 90 games, and I said that Strasburg would have more wins than Sabathia. He does now. He has 8. Sabathia has 2. And they're keeping Strasburg. At first, I'm like, fuck, that was a stupid bet because they were – I mean, if they kept Strasburg in the first few games, he would probably be like 11-1 right now. He's fucking nasty. Anyway, moving on to let's go back to the NBA. I don't know if you heard about what happened with Jim Rome.
Oh, yes.
And David Stern.
Oh, yes.
And it was funny. I mean, I don't know if any of you people
I thought it was awesome.
It was hilarious.
I can't stand Jim Rome is a douche.
But if you guys didn't get a chance, you'll have to fucking Google it, and you'll hear the audio of it, or you can find it here on YouTube. he was being interviewed by Jim Rome, which is not the first time he's been interviewed by Jim Rome. But Jim Rome methodically pushes the buttons and tries to get shit out. And he asked him, was it a fucking fix? I mean, was the draft, was the lottery a set? What did he say? What was the exact terminology he used?
He wanted to know if the lottery was fixed because the NBA owns the Hornets, and the Hornets got the first pick.
Right.
Like, that is the most illogical, stupid thing I've ever heard. Why? And if that's the case, why not ask him that every year? Why this year? Because of that? Why don't we talk about something more prevalent, like why did they veto a trade earlier in the season?
Right. Yeah.
That is more like, that's fucked up, and that actually happened.
Yeah.
To sit here and maybe did it looks like.
Right.
Dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best thing you could come up with?
And in Stern basically said no. He goes, I'm going to answer that two ways. He said no, and then he basically said,
do you still beat your wife?
He says this, are you still which is funny because that's an old saying. So people immediately Twitter when David Stern asked Jim Rome, do you still beat your wife? Twitter went.
The first thing I did was jump on and see if he had a domestic charge.
Right.
I put in Jim Rome domestic abuse. Jim Rome beats his wife. Jim Rome. I couldn't find shit.
But, well, what it is it's an old saying. It's one that you can't answer right. Like, so for example, hey, George, do you still beat your wife?
When she acts up.
Right. Well, if you say yes, then it's like, oh, you do? If you say no, then you've admitted guilt. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the perfect answer would be like this, I don't have a weight, or I've never beat my wife, or whatever. But it's just an old saying.
That's why Jim Rome said, that's not fair.
Yeah, that's
so he must have known exactly what he was getting at.
He knew what he was
because
getting
I had no clue, so thank you. Thanks for the education.
So it's an old saying. An old head like me would know it. It's just like no use beating a dead horse. But it's like that. So he said that. But Stern is a smart motherfucker. You see how he handled Jim Rome, and it's like, and then you sit back and you look at Dave Stern. He kind of looks goofy and fucking
and
meek with his glasses. But I'm thinking he's just like a fucking rough ass attorney in the fucking courtroom.
I'm pretty sure that's where he came from.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at him, he's like, I've dealt with motherfuckers like you all the time. And then he fucking, what really bothered Jim Rome is when he said, I'm glad you kind of made a fucking career of yourself doing shit like you do now.
Chris Paul to the Lakers, veto. No way.
We can't have that. We need to sell this goddamn team.
They sold him, too. That's what he said in the interview. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Who
good.
the fuck did you sell that ice? Which Eskimo bought that ice?
Now,
igloo.
Right. Going on right now is the U.S. Open. Tiger Woods looked good the last tournament that he was in. He fucking looked like the Tiger of old.
Yeah. And at the end of yesterday, he was only 3 strokes out.
He was 3 strokes out and only one person ahead of him. And the guy that was ahead of him, not taking anything away from him, but I can't even remember his name.
Nope.
What do you think?
He's got a shot.
I think he's got a shot, too. We're going to see how that unfolds. You guys will probably be able to see that as you're viewing this video this weekend.
And the Euro 2012 has been entertaining. There's been violence, unfortunately. That's going to be coming to, well, the first round robin shit's coming to a close.
Right.
They did something interesting this year, which I kind of like. So your round robin, usually you play everyone in your group. So you played your first game, you play your second. Now you have your third game, but everyone in your group is playing their third game at the same time.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can't have one team go, oh, cool, they won 1-0. We can pull our starters. They have to play to win.
Right.
Which is nice. Which is a great idea for teams in sports that have round robins and things.
That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. It's an interesting tournament. I mean, everybody in Europe's going fucking.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Wayne Rooney to play. I was getting ready to watch him the other day, but he got booted for 2 games, and I watched the foul in which he picked up a red card for kicking a guy in the back of the calf. That's out of frustration. It was amazing to see him get red carded because in basketball that would be like slamming. They'd be like slamming the basketball, or in football throwing your helmet or hitting a guy late.
Just something silly.
Like if I hit a guy late, the worst case is a person on foul 15 yards. This dude got kicked out for 2 games. Wow, dude, fine him. If you want to get through to any athlete in today's day and age, who gives a shit if they play? Take their money.
Especially the young ones. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up today because we have been filming forever. If you guys don't forget, get your asses over to iTunes, The Kevin White Show. Hit it in the search bar. Subscribe to that shit. And then as soon as you're done that, hit the search bar, go to Uncut Truth. And
you could be the next co-host.
That's right. That's the cool thing about George's show. Anybody can be a co-host.
All you need is Skype and a mic.
And you got to.
Don't tell me you have one without the other.
That's right.
Like don't waste my time with. Yeah, man, I got Skype. I don't got a microphone. Sorry about you.
Buy one. Get a karaoke mic. That'll even work.
Deuces.
We're out.